time, different live free picks for today's action. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and set those notifications. We love you to be with us live, get the best numbers, and of course to participate in our chat, as we have a good community here at Tony'sPicks.com. Let you know about a few things going on our website. Our promo code, you can save 20% off all premium pick packages when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access our page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and get signed up. Always love to hear from you guys, so post your picks in the comments below. And our website, it's Tony'sPicks.com. We are a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers, get signed up to our long-term pass. Like Mindy's a great year this year, so is Ramon. Nick has been on fire here. Josh is doing well. Morning Steam Crew as well. Ben Collins. You'll find our latest premium picks here in the center of the page. Featured plays, also our best bets. Each capper can designate a play from their card. Actually, no. Each capper can release one best bet from each sport per day. You'll see multiple best bets up there locked and loaded here for Friday's action. So be sure to go ahead and get signed up. And of course, our $15 premium pick is our promotional. Each capper can designate a play from their card as a $15 premium pick to introduce their service to new and existing customers. Lots of the cappers want to make that great impression. You see a lot of best bets at that $15 price point. 3-packs plus multi-packs offer great value here. Of course, you see the profit guarantee, meaning that the must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credit back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. We're locked and loaded here for action on a Friday. Also, our pick ticker, I'll make attention to the pick ticker. You can purchase your plays via our pick ticker with team versus team information if you prefer the a la carte purchase option. Also profit guarantee there as well. All right, let's get this one underway. With us today is Ramon, Mindy with the afternoon off again today. So we'll bring in Ramon. We're ready to roll here with Ramon Scott. Catch him over at Tony'sPicks.com. Ramon, how you doing this Friday?
Great, Tony. Just watching these games here on Friday. Yeah, yesterday was a big day, but this is fun too. Alabama just wrapped up their huge win. They crushed Mississippi State. We saw FAU, everybody's darling, but they were laying a lot of points. They barely got it done against a middle, and Purdue advances today. Other Houston leading late. Good games going on right now. OSU, Michigan State underway. Action all day. Bigger games now.
Yes, we are in the quarterfinals, some quarterfinals still from these tournaments that end on Sunday. Then we get to the semis tonight, so lots of great action in prime time. And you're looking at one tonight in the ACC here, 9:30 Eastern. It's the late game. Virginia here facing Clemson. Virginia laying 3 here, total 126.
Well, yeah, Tony, Virginia laying the points to Clemson. You've talked about it on a couple of shows this week. When do these upsets occur, Tony, in these conference tournaments sometimes? And, well, here you have the scenario, exactly what you're talking about, a Virginia team coming off a revenge win, by the way, over North Carolina. They're in. They're tied for the regular season championship in the ACC, right around the 4 or 5 line, depending on what maybe happens in this game. They're in. Clemson, 9 losses, just 1 game behind in the ACC. You'll find them on the bubble, Tony. They're in the bracketology. No matter which bracketology you subscribe to, they are squarely on the bubble, on the outside looking in. They need a win tonight against Virginia. So I'm going to look for Clemson to have a pretty strong effort. You're going to get the most from Clemson. Even if you didn't get the money, you can better believe Clemson's going to leave everything out there on the floor tonight. It's a big one. They crushed NC State, so if you're wondering about their focus or knowing where they stand, beating NC State. They trailed early, but won handily, 80-54. They made 11 threes. They looked really good in that game, Tony. Their size, their length came into play, and it may need to do so again here. They are the bigger club, the deeper club, I think, than Virginia. Virginia won both regular season meetings, including a win and cover on February 28th. So Clemson, I don't know if you'll say they have that going for them, but that's a double revenge this season between teams that are pretty well balanced. Virginia, if they fall behind, it's always a bit of a problem. They did handle North Carolina pretty convincingly in that game as Carolina faded away into the NIT. Maybe they'll just pass on the postseason tournaments, 68-59. Virginia won. They still struggled a bit on the glass against Carolina in that one, and that's where I think Clemson may be able to have the advantage that they need tonight. Virginia also shot just 26% from three against the Heels. One thing they did do, and they do well, take care of the basketball, so that's going for them in their favor tonight. Both teams solid defensively, but Virginia does give it up a little bit from three. And you look at Clemson, they're pretty good, Tony. A top 40 team from three for sure. They're 16th in shooting efficiency. They're also very strong effective field goal percentage, but also are good in defending against those categories. So I think with Shefflin, he had 15 points against NC State. Hunter Tyson's their leading scorer and rebounder. Good point guard in Chase Hunter. Clemson's just as strong as these other teams. It's just a crazy situation the way the brackets work out. You got 9 losses. I mean that hurts, and so that's why they're in this predicament. Remember, they went just 6 losses in the ACC, and Virginia had just 5 losses in the ACC. But Clemson is the team that's squarely on the bubble now. Virginia, their top stars. I mean, Jaden Gardner, Franklin as well. Good players, no doubt about it. But Virginia, 11-17 against the spread this year, 9-14 against the spread as favorites, 1-5-1 against the spread in their last 7. Clemson, meanwhile, going the opposite direction. We talk about the game between Clemson and Virginia. That's one of the opposite games in these trends. But Clemson is 4-0-1 against the spread in their last 5. The push was the Virginia game, but some people might have had a cover there. They're also 8-3 as a dog this season. So I've got Clemson desperate to win this game, Tony, and I think that they will do so tonight against Virginia. But let's put those 3.5 points in our back pocket. This one may get them over the hump, Tony. It'd be good to get one more win, but I think here, if they can reach the finals, that will get them in. This is the game for Clemson to get into the NCAA tournament tonight.
All right, we got Ramon here on Clemson. Now, we're using a live line here from a Vegas sportsbook, so it's a sharp book. And, of course, if you do your shopping, you will find in this game 4s out there right now. So there are 4s and 3.5. So, again, we're using a live line here for our segments here on the show. And, of course, Ramon here will be here on the dog here with Clemson here plus 4 if you do your shopping here, 3 on this live line service that we use here. As I said, Clemson, you just look at their offensive efficiency numbers in conference, pretty much green in key areas like 3-point shooting, 2 points, free throw shooting, 82%. You can't say that for Virginia. They've had some struggles in those areas offensively. And, if it wasn't for that loss at Boston College and Louisville, Clemson would be in a different predicament.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So maybe it helps them certainly in this game. I mean, the areas, though, right now that Virginia sees their struggles, that's where Clemson excels. So they did lose both regular season matchups, but I looked up and down this roster, and I see a Tigers team that seems to have more length, a little bit more depth as well in their lineups than Virginia. So Virginia relies on those top stars a little bit, but again, I think, Tony, seeing what you see on the metrics, Clemson looks almost like the better team here, really. We know Virginia's got, a real rigid system that leads to a lot of their success. But like I said, watch out, Tony. Don't fall behind. If you're Virginia, the few losses they've had, that's always their problem a little bit when falling behind, especially if they, fall behind significantly, is their, snail's pace. It's not so much they are strong defensively. I think we made that clear, but it's not like they're just overwhelming defensively that leads to their low-scoring games. We know Virginia has some of the slowest tempo going, no matter what the numbers kind of say sometimes. I mean, look at this total here. Still pretty reasonably high for a Virginia game where it stands right now at 126, but that's down from some openers that were as high as 128, maybe even a little higher. So, maybe the public is even on to Virginia. They've been this way for years, so it's not a big surprise there. But Clemson for me, Tony, in this spot, given the matchup, I can't ignore the fact that they seem to have those numbers exactly opposite what Virginia needs. Now, what went on in those two regular season meetings, that's one thing, but you have that desperation mode. You've talked about it on several of your shows this week. Where do those upsets come from? One team is already in, the other team is desperate to get in.
Well, indeed, no doubt about that. Of course, again, we'll talk about this line here, Ramon. Of course, we're using the sharpest book in Vegas out there, where they have the high limits, and that's why you'll see line variance here on our shows here, because we're using that line where the sharps place their money. So, again, the dog here is 3, but again, it's important this time of the year, Ramon. A lot of players come in and get as many accounts as possible, because if you had accounts, even in the U.S. sportsbooks, I'm seeing as high as 4.5 in this one.
That'd be a bonus to me, Tony, if you can take it. Like I said, I'm kind of touting them a little bit here on the money line. Remember, they do need to win, but it's always good to have those points in your back pocket. In a matchup like this, we're seeing close games throughout, so I want to take those points tonight. With Clemson, you got to figure down to the wire in this one, if that's the worst case scenario for Clemson here. But do like that 3-point shooting that they have right now, and they just seem to be the team that's maybe a little more informed. So when you see that, right, Virginia and their recent numbers, Tony, covering just 1 out of their last 7 games, they're not terrible. It's just similar to what you said, maybe just a comfortability right now, seeing that finish line, knowing you're in the big dance, and the opposite for Clemson, reiterate it, but again, covering basically 4 out of their last 5, with that Virginia game likely being close to a push. The final in that one was 64-57 in that one, Tony. The Cavs won it, but they were favored by 6.5 or 7, depending, or 7. It was right around there. So fell right close to the number. In and under, by the way, that last matchup, just 121 points, and it was rated at 130.5 on that night. So probably, I would imagine that would be a very similar game tonight, especially given the rash of unders that we're seeing in many games here currently in the conference tournaments.
Everyone there at Clemson +3. I was just watching a really cool segment CBS Sports Network did on Ed Cooley. I don't know if you saw that. That was pretty cool. It's usually they're playing these segments between games.
A shocker there with Easy Ed, but I'm sure that they'll be fine. But didn't necessarily want to see them go out. But interesting matchups tonight in all the conference tournaments. So
this means they'll be more dangerous. They'll be more dangerous when it comes to the NCAA tournament, come in and after a loss, because Cooley's teams usually see them go deep. All right, Ramon here, Clemson. Again, +3. This is a sharp Vegas book. Big limits, big players, all the big Vegas celebrities there. Those handicapping celebrities, I call them, are pounding this Clemson team. You can see why the number's 3. But 4.5 in many books. This one will have a start time here of 9:30 Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. Of course, lots of college hoops on the board, as we'll put that record up over 4,000 units of look at the last 30 days. This is the time, Ramon, again, big time right now, guys. Look at the numbers here. 4,036 units of profit last 30 days. That's all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can verify those numbers. Go to Ramon's handicapper page. Go down to pick history. You'll see all the plays there documented. Of course, tonight we got a lot this afternoon and evening. Lots of college basketball. Still quarterfinal rounds in some of these tournaments. Then we get into the semis of some of the tournaments that end on Saturday. Don't forget, there's an NBA card up there with 6 games. We have a couple of NHL as well. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Tony, bottom of the hour, please get it. My discount best bet. It's going to be in the Temple-Cincinnati game. It's coming up in just a few moments, and that's got the Tony's Picks special. Discount best bet, $15. Pick it up, Tony'sPicks.com. You want a winner from me? Get your night started. Is this number for real? Just find out. Grab that $15 pick. All of our pays are documented, Tony. I'm not just making a funny there. That number is a real number, and it's a lot of the damage has come in college basketball with 3 dimes. So check it out. There you see it. The Friday best bet, Friday discount, best bet right there at Tony'sPicks.com in the game coming up in Temple versus Cincinnati. So pick up a winner right there, get your night started, parlay it, get another pack. Where are you going to get it? Hey, how about that NBA 3-pack tonight? I'm looking at 3 sides tonight in the NBA. So pick up that 3-pack tonight for $30 in the NBA. Over at Tony'sPicks.com, and my Friday night NHL best bet. That's a 2-game schedule. Got 1 game at the best bet. There it is. Just want a disclaimer, Tony. I tried to copy and paste, and I pasted one of yesterday's write-ups in the wrong game, but the play stands. That's where I want to go. Just made a user error, if you will. The play is right, the write-up is wrong, but that's okay. It's never happened before, but just trust me on that one. I do all the write-ups. I do all the copy and pasting and picking the picks and all that. Nobody else is touching our back-end accounts. These are all my opinions. I write up every game also, so you're going to get valuable information that you can use moving forward as well. When I write up every game talking about personnel, stats, even some of my opinion as to what I think might be happening in that game beyond and where the team stands. So when you subscribe to my packages there, or the long-term packages, the 3-day, the 7-day, the 30-day, get you all the way through the March Madness, know that you get plenty of volume with me, plenty of write-ups as well, so you get your money's worth over at Tony'sPicks.com. That's how you put up that big number, Tony. We have cappers that are doing the same, strong winning percentages here. I just deal in a little higher volume, and when you're on a great roll like I am, you get a big number like that. Industry leading right now, no doubt about it. Got to keep it going here through March Madness as these teams whittle down. And, next week at this time, we'll be talking about who's left and who's upset and buzzer beaters. Hopefully some excitement in the NCAA tournament. We get the Selection Sunday this week, championship games tomorrow and Sunday. Certainly will be exciting, so you want to be on board. Yeah, you can grab these packages. I'm seeing the sales through the roof, Tony, because of the high numbers that I'm hitting at, but why not just pick up? Don't have to fiddle with it. Don't have to wait day to day. Just grab the packages. A lot of these college games, Tony, I'm waiting and put pretty in late steam on some of these games because the scenarios can change rapidly in these conference tournaments, and I just want to make sure we've crossed the T's, dotted the I's and win, hopefully, and pick up these winners over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off my packages or any of the packages from all of our champion handicappers, as Legend likes to say, over at Tony'sPicks.com. So all of our cappers doing pretty well. You take a look at the overnight leaderboard, was pretty strong yesterday, so we're knocking it out of the park over at Tony's Picks. But go ahead and sign up with me. That number's not wrong right there, Tony. 4 dimes over the last 30 days, and that's just using 100-unit plays. I don't put 2, 3. We don't do that here. We don't put multiple units. We don't look for a big bailout or anything to erase a bad day. We just take it steady and consistently. 1-unit plays. Yeah, if you're hot, step it up. Go 1 1/4, 1 1/2. That's what you should be doing. That's how sports betting works. When you're hot, press on the gas pedal. When you're not, dial it back a little bit. When you've got a number like this, Tony, you're probably putting more than Ben Franklin on these games. So go ahead and pick up that package right there and get with me over at Tony'sPicks.com. And let's have another winning night because, I don't want to say we're running out of college games, Tony. Everybody thinks it's ending, but don't forget we get conference tournaments and those other tournaments. We'll still have plenty of action, so grab that long-term pass.
That's right, guys. Got aboard Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. You see the great numbers over the last 30 days, 4,036 units of profit. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. We'll show you the promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll be able to save 20% off there off all promo packages. Of course, Ramon over on the site, you can see here in action today here with this 3-pack here from the NBA. Also, Friday night best bet from the ISA. That's up on the board right now. Also, best bet college basketball. So get on board right now with Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. His Friday discount is up there as well. So lots of action from Ramon here from college basketball. Friday discount, $15 premium play. So lots of action here from Ramon. Get on board. But again, instead of buying these plays individually, the best value right now is that 30-day All Sports Pass. 1 month All Sports Pass. Get all Ramon's premium plays for 30 days. That includes the entire NCAA tournament. Also includes Ramon's, the minor tournaments, right? You've got your CBI, you've got the Basketball Classic, NITs in there, as well as the remainder of the conference tournaments, obviously going on right now. His NBA, NHL, and of course a good first about 12 days of baseball, right, in there too. Also, I will make note, Ramon is also into peripheral sports, so you may see you will see UFC, Bellator, UFC in there. You may see World Baseball Classic. Is staying up through the night watching this. We are documenting the World Baseball Classic. That may also be part of, if you feel strong enough to make a premium play on that. For his long-term subscribers. I don't know if there'll be a lot of individual sales overnight. We never know. You never know. Hey, some of the soccer plays were bought overnight, or those tennis ones. When Ramon was hot in tennis, and we were selling those at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. We were coming. But anyway, guys, and I will say on the long-term pass also includes late steam. Never miss a pick. Never miss a pick on a long-term pass because the cappers can post plays in late. As long as they put the plays in between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time, those plays are emailed directly to your inbox using the email that you use to set up your account with us at TonySpicks.com. That's simple. Not every play. Some of these cappers have 10, 15, 16. It's only the ones that are late steam, okay? So you're going to log in your account. You normally would about 11 a.m. Eastern time. You get your members' plays. But the late steam, cappers like to play late. Lines come out late. Injury news. Or they just saw the game. There's hundreds. There could be hundreds of games out there, right? Your mind can't process everything, right? But you've got a little break. You see it. You see a game a second or third time. Boom, it clicks. And that's why I like to have the late steam, because too many times cappers say, "Well, I had this in pocket, I had that in pocket." And you're a member, say, "Well, what happened? I have a subscriber. I didn't get the play." Well, we liked it late. No, we're not going to do that BS here. A late play, you will get that late play in your inbox. Sign up for that 30-day pass. I don't know anyone else doing this in the industry. Nobody has. I don't see a late steam anywhere. It's really not that. I mean, I don't understand why no one does it. It makes a lot of sense to me. I know the phone guys used to do it back in the Ramon days when Ramon was picking up phones. That was like the $100 play, or that was the big dollar play, wasn't it?
Well, you had to hit them late. Tony, everybody wants the get out. Maybe they're down. That's when you hit them. So just remember those days, the boiler rooms. I think they're still out there. You can still have some fun with them, but no doubt about it. But the key, with our feature, Tony, no doubt is late breaking information. I mean, sometimes look at these NBA situations, right? I mean, how many times game Mindy and I handicapped the Milwaukee game, all right? And Milwaukee, yeah, let's lay 12 points. 2 hours later, Giannis is out. Spread's not 12 anymore. It's down to 10 or 9 or whatever. And then, sometimes you have to wait, especially with some of these questionable injuries, Tony. And again, I think that's key to what you have here on Tony'sPicks.com. Innovative, actionable information from our team, and you see it there. I mean, if you go down the list, I've seen it more of late since I specialize kind of in steam, as people know. I'm a bit of a steam chaser, if you will, but not always. I'm a fade that steam too, and sometimes that can be key, waiting for the professionals to move when you want those extra points or be on the other side. So it works both ways. You can't always be trailing along. That's how you're that's how you're going down if you keep chasing these lines and getting the worst of it. But if you can get out ahead of it, that's key, and often we do that with our late steam feature here at the website.
Yep, sharps are going to lose 40 to 45 times. Okay, you got to, you find, I sniffed one out last week with that Pepperdine Pacific game. That one that comes to mind. I'm not knocking them; they're winners, but you got to find situations where you think they're wrong. You're right. You pound it. So, guys, again, 1 month pass, promo code TonyT at checkout. That's going to save you $66 when you do the math on this one. Just going to do the math on that. Of course, the longer term up there as well. Access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and go ahead and get signed up for that 1 month pass. The best way. The way Ramon's running, just get the 1 month pass. Don't even think about it. And you get all the plays, and including all the late steam plays that are emailed to you. I got a capper that half of his plays are late steam. He's a high volume producer, and he loves it because he goes, it's some of these NBA games, some of these games you just have to play late, And it's a great service for our long-term customers that those plays can be emailed directly to them. Very proud of that feature, guys. So go ahead and get signed up. And with Ramon right now, he's on absolute fire at the right time right here with March Madness happening. All right, Ramon, we also put together a tour account for you at Tony's Picks Ramon. Lots of content up there on the site with picks, as well as they can find you on the Discord. And, of course, Morning Steam on the day off, back tomorrow.
We'll be back tomorrow with another edition of the Morning Steam as we start our week. It'll be an exciting weekend with the conference tournament finals and semifinals and finals in most of the conferences over this weekend, and find out the field of 64 on Sunday. We'll be back, Mindy and I, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, 6 a.m. Pacific with the show. We preview a huge NHL card tomorrow, NBA as well. We preview all the games there, and we'll pick out a handful of college basketball games. And also, I'll be in action, Tony, in the Bellator the UFC this week. And you mentioned that World Baseball Classic. Talk about the overnights, but if anybody's wondering, you might want to start getting ready to watch your primetime games, if you will. The United States is in action 6 p.m. on Saturday, taking on Great Britain in their opening game of the World Baseball Classic. So we'll start to get those games that are being played over here in the U.S. So, all right, Tony, head on over to Twitter, log on, make sure you're logged on with me, get a play out there every once in a while on Twitter, on the Tony's Picks Ramon account. And we're back at it, Tony. Appreciate it all. And Miss Mindy there over the last couple days on the show here, but she'll be back tomorrow with me on the show. So I see everybody in the chat. Don't panic. Mindy's back. Mindy's around, and we'll be there with our winners tomorrow on the Morning Steam.
That's right. You can find Ramon other plays as well here with his sponsored video pick, as well as the play here from Ramon on the leaderboard video that we process every single day here on the board. Just click the link to the leaderboard over on the premium pick, so you'll be able to catch it there for Ramon every single day there with the leaderboard video. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again on Monday.
Thanks, Tony. We'll see you then.
You got Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, with you here with Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications. We love you guys to be live with us, get the plays in real time. And, of course, we want you guys to get the best numbers and do the shopping to get some information here of these games. Of course, as we show you the lines up here in Vegas and some of the sharp books, so we want to make you aware to really shop to get the best numbers. All right, let's continue on here on the show. It's time for my game. Appreciate the folks coming in here with our man Adam Umek in the chat room today. Loving the breakdowns, loving the morning team. I love the morning team as well. Appreciate your contributions there. And, of course, as well, hit that thumbs up, everyone watching. We appreciate that from Adam. Also, if you may want to visit our Discord as well, as we have a lot of the content. That's where the conversation continues, is on our Discord, guys. Follow the link there, and that'll get you to our Discord. And, of course, lots of picks in there, lots of conversation. That's where the conversation continues. All right, let's continue on here on the show. It's time for my pick. Let's get my full odds up here, and we'll get underway here with my play here for today. Of course, adding new features, so that means I have to familiarize myself with the board again. Here we go. A lot of Hawks here facing the Washington Wizards here. We got the Hawks here laying a point. The dog here is +1, shaded there at -113, so it's down to 1 here. Total 237.5. I'm going to go here with the Wizards here +1.5. Remember in their first meeting, the Hawks took that one, but the Wizards got the money, right? If you got the plus on the Wizards side, and remember the situation there was a little different, right? The Wizards had rest advantage. I'm sorry, the Hawks had rest advantage in that game. The Wizards were on a back-to-back. Now both teams today will have rest. Will have a day of rest, so the Wizards will not be with rest disadvantage in tonight's game. And also, please note the injury. Pretty much both teams had a clean injury report. Let me see if I can update this. Yeah, this still shows clean on both ends. So we've got Wright, Beal, Kuzma, Porzingis, Gafford in there. So we got a full squad here from Washington. Of course, Atlanta, they have lost 5 of 8 on the road. They're not a very good road team. They're defensively, they give up 119 points per 100 possessions. They're in that period. Porzingis has been performing well. I just prefer a rested and healthy Wizards team at home here against a Hawks team that has really had their struggles. Remember, the Hawks did not get that money there. They could not cover the spread. Only a 2-point win with rest advantage. Now, both teams have a day of rest, fully rested, fully healthy. Give me the Wizards here, plus 1.5. Actually, plus 1 right now. As I said, we are using a sharp Vegas book. So the sharps like this game in Vegas. And of course, the sharp book that I'm using in Vegas have very high limits. A lot of the handicapping celebrities are there with the big wallets, the big bankrolls. They moved that one down to 1. Let me see where it looks right now as we speak. Because I was using a widely available number here, 1.5. And we are still looking at 1.5s in pretty much all the places. But again, your very sharp books in Vegas and your sharpest book in the world offshore are at 1. So 1.5s are out there. So you want to line up with the biggest bettors in the world, then you go ahead and take the Wizards plus 1.5, and you find it at a book other than, you'll find many books up there right now at 1.5. So that's where it's at right now. And this one will have a start time here of 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys, check out Tony Speaks Out right now. I've got 5 premiums on the board today, so I'm ready to roll here. My best bets have been on fire over on the site. You've probably seen my results over on the site. I'm ready to roll here today. We've got best bets from the NBA, also a best bet here from college basketball, also a 3-pack from college basketball. So 5 premiums for me today over on the site. So go ahead and get signed up. You can see them right there. I got a Powerhouse Friday Formula for Profit 3-pack up there from College Hoops. A best bet from the NBA. That's my $15 premium. Also a best bet from college basketball. So 5 premiums for you tonight. So get on board and use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. You can access my page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and get signed up. And of course, you may also want to visit here for the long-term passes. My 30-day pass, one month all sports pass, get all of my premium plays for 30 days. Get all my NBA, all my college basketball, and of course, MLB, right? We'll have about 10, 12 days of baseball coverage. Actually, 2 weeks of baseball. 2 weeks. We started the 29th, so 2 weeks of baseball here with that 1 month pass. Remember the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. So go ahead and get signed up. All right, let's continue on here on the show. Reminder, guys, be sure to visit our Discord. There's a link to it right there. It's like a message forum where we put our community group together. And of course, we have collective minds, again, giving out picks, a lot of betting information there. So visit us there. Click the link there and get on over to our Discord. All right, let's continue on here with the show. It's time to recap our show for today. It was just Ramon and I. Mindy will be back tomorrow on the morning steam. Ramon was Clemson plus 3 against Virginia. Again, shop it. You'll find 4s. Let me see if you can still find 4s on this one, or 4.5 somewhere. Let's see where this one looks at right now as we speak. It will be actually, we have 4s. The 4.5s are gone now, but you can still find the 4s in this one. So there are 4s out there in the marketplace. And again, we have a live line here from Vegas, and they're pulling it here from. Actually, we're seeing some 2.5 start to come in on this one now. So we're seeing some movement. There are still some 4s out there. And they're starting to line up here on the 3s, following the sharp money here on that one. All right, Wizards plus 1.5 here against Hawks for me. All right, that's going to do here for this edition here of Game Day Picks. Guys, make sure you tune in again Monday at 3 Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. Bring our cappers from Tony's Picks. They'll give out their plays here in real time. And, of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, set notifications, be live with us, get the plays here, and get on board. Alec is asking me if I like any MLB futures. Alec, not yet. I'll probably be looking at that baseball a little bit more after, let's just say, in about 2 weeks. Once we get through the Sweet 16, and we get to the Sweet 16, that's when I start to look at baseball a little bit more, is right then at that period of time when we kind of have a little bit of a slow period. Once we get through the Sweet 16, so would be actually a week from that would be actually this week we'd be there, right? So about a week from Monday, I'll start to really dig into those futures in baseball and take a look at pitching staffs. I know we're dealing with some of the, we saw that big injury with the Dodgers with their shortstop there, and of course Lux, just going to try and keep an eye and just try and keep everything all together here. But yeah, I've been really knee deep in college hoops, NBA as well. So but looking forward to the start of baseball, and of course all these changes coming up with the pitcher's clock, and catching some of the spring training as well. All right, but you may want to pose that in the Discord, see if there's any folks in there interested to talk about that. I was keeping an eye on those Baltimore Orioles right when preseason started. I was kind of looking at their at their pitching staff, and I know they've got really good everyday players. Some of their draft picks are going to come in. My question mark here with the Orioles is their pitching, so I'm going to try and keep an eye on that team as well coming into the season. See how Ohtani on a walk year, how he's going to perform this year, because he's going to get a boatload of money. I know the Dodgers. You didn't see a whole lot of movement from them in the offseason because I think they're waiting to make that move on Ohtani next year. And of course, the Padres are always a tough out. You know what happened there with Machado getting the extension. Of course, Tatis coming in. And of course, also too, a big news here is the lack of they're going to lose their revenue source from their local TV deals. Half the leagues are going to lose their money. And they're going to have to basically, MLB is going to have to pretty much sell their home market games. So we'll see how that impacts baseball here, with about a good half the teams losing their home provider of revenue, as it looks like that the Bally's and some of these companies are going bankrupt. So that's going to be created something interesting there in baseball as well, to see how teams can improve themselves. And let's take a look at some of these unsigned free agents as well. So lots happening in baseball. We'll keep an eye. Then of course, we're all sports all the time. This will be our second full baseball season, right? Because we relaunched the site here last January, and we did a full season of baseball. We're ready to do another full season again of baseball. We're going to have a morning steam show now, right? So you guys get ready. Morning steam's going to be baseball focus, as you guys know. 15 games a day. Ramon, Mindy there. Of course, then we'll fix it up as well. Of course, remember we did cover a lot of the peripheral sports. WNBA did a really good. I know Ramon did a video series on WNBA. Those did very well as well. So we're looking forward to the season there, as we're still a lot of basketball to go still, and baseball. Looking forward to that end of the month here with that. All right, we got you all set to go, guys. All right. That's going to do it here for our show. So let's go ahead and we'll bring Ramon in and remind you guys, we'll wave goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great afternoon, and we'll catch up with you again here on Monday here on